It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? My name is Jake Chanel. This is a podcast about reality television and friendship in which I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he didn't watch. If he did indeed watch a certain reality show.
I'm just gonna go to my whiteboard that's like days since Jake has fucked up the intro to this podcast, or weeks I should say, and mark it off from like 2 back to 0.
Has it only been 2 since last time?
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, you know what? We've only done this 111 times.
And you only have it in front of you to read every single time that you do it, so I'm being unfair.
Look, talking is very hard. I am not professional at it.
People don't talk about how hard it is to talk.
Yeah.
Probably because it's so hard.
It's a very hard thing to do, and I don't like it. This should really be a video-only series.
We're pivoting to video.
Yeah.
And it will only have subtitles.
Exactly. It'll be a silent movie, and then we can do like the piano movie over top.
And have like the title cards or whatever get put over.
Wildlife shots. But then we'll still play. It'll be all piano except for the wildlife shots theme.
It won't be showing any of the wildlife shots. Yeah, that'll play. It won't show any of the wildlife shots. It'll just be us miming, talking about it.
This is such a good idea.
I love it.
It's like us like slithering like a snake, or like making our fingers like octopus legs, or
I would just be very excited for you to like be miming reading the intro to the podcast and then fucking it up, being like,
I did bad.
Yeah.
I think that I like the idea of having the wildlife shots just be like a list.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is.
Yep. Yeah, really, it's just your notes. Like, it's not even a podcast. It's just your notes flash across the screen, and then it's over.
It's just an hour of us staring into the camera with all of my notes scrolling in front of our faces. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's at Did You Watch Survivor Last Night. Do you use ad on YouTube?
They do now.
They better. Alright, Thomas, so did you watch Survivor Triple H last night?
It's all about the game, and how you play it, all about control if you get.
You bet I did.
You bet.
It was,
Song, right?
yeah, it was time to play the game, once again.
It always is, once a week, every week.
And you got a show with a pedigree like this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Those challenges were a real spine buster.
Yeah, I can't remember any Triple H's moves. You already said pedigree, which was my go-to.
Yeah. That's the thing with Triple H is usually he just does kind of generic brawling, and then he does the spine buster, and then he does the pedigree, and that's about it.
Wow. I feel like I just watched a Triple H match.
Yeah, he does the one other move I can think of that he does is he does a thing that's like a face buster where he like puts someone's face into his knee. Like that's, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, this is our Survivor Series episode. 1 week since Survivor Series. How are we feeling? We all right?
That main event was dumb, but I didn't really hate it that much.
Yeah, it was a dumb finish for an otherwise decent
It was
show.
a very Triple H finish, which makes sense because, it's a very
it's
Triple
time to play the
H,
game.
very Triple H time of year right now.
It is. Almost December.
Triple H is everywhere.
Triple H is everywhere. Every week, every day I walk down the
I
street.
have a machine gun now. Did you know Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Oh, it's
a lot of people don't.
Funny.
A lot of people don't know this, but it's like actually a Christmas movie.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
Actually, a Christmas movie
because I don't know if you realize it takes place during Christmas.
We're gonna do this, and then either like Bruce Willis or John McTiernan is gonna die out of nowhere next week, and I won't realize it until later. Remember when we made fun of that Tom Petty song, and Tom Petty died like a week later, and I didn't think about it until several weeks after that.
I do remember that. That was not great. Not one of the shining moments of this podcast.
Please don't die, Reginald Bell Johnson. I loved your performance in Die Hard.
So this
we retroactively killed what's his face? The British guy what played Snape and also was the villain in
Severus Snape.
Yep.
That was his name.
Alan Rickman. There's Jess with the assist. Thank you. Our shadow host. Oh, and our fourth shadow host is leaving right now.
Goodbye,
I'm
Patrick.
going to the movies.
Our alternate. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing Florida Project.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy that more than Justice League.
Yeah, fuck Justice League.
Yeah, that would not seem.
Patrick saw Justice League yesterday.
Why?
Yeah,
Patrick sees every movie. He is required.
He is required.
You should do an
episode where you all watch Justice League and then don't talk about it. So the whole episode is just, we saw Justice League. See you next week.
Bye. That's a good idea.
Okay. Well, see ya.
Well, this season is wrapping up soon, so maybe we'll have to do that. But then we'd have to watch Justice
Then we would have
League.
to watch Justice League is the thing, and I don't wanna.
I want to not do that.
Yep.
My sister this weekend said that she and her boyfriend went to see Justice League, and I was like, why did you do that? She goes, oh, we thought it would be funny. I was like, why would you think it would be funny? She goes, well, we thought it would be good. No, also bad. Also a bad thought. Let's
Joke's
stop
on you.
talking about that.
Well, I will talk about one more thing with it.
Okay.
I might have talked about this last week. I don't remember. But did you see Henry Cavill's CGI, the mustache?
Yeah.
It's so good. I love it so
Or
much.
lack of mustache.
Yeah, that they were
Yeah.
like, he needed the mustache for the Mission Impossible movie that he's doing right now. And they were doing reshoots. And Joss Whedon or whoever was like, hey, can he shave that? And they were like, no.
I don't think you can. I don't think you understand the
And so
shaving
then they
word.
were like, all right, we'll CG it out. We'll CG it out. It'll look super normal. And it does not look normal at all.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that's worth the price of admission. Just bad CGI, lack of facial hair.
I've seen it already, though. Like, I've seen the picture.
Yeah, but have you seen it in action?
That's true, I haven't. I haven't seen it in IMAX.
In 3D. This week's episode of Survivor Triple H is called Fear of the Unknown. I think a fine episode title.
Yeah, that was good.
I don't think anybody said it, though. I didn't...
Probably something that, like, Jeff yelled.
They were like trying to balance the,
Yeah.
the water, and it was like, oh, fear of the unknown of what's in this bucket.
It was right after he yelled, old school, granny
Oh, God.
style, Midwest,
Yeah.
which was fucking hilarious.
Oh, I made sure to put that in the notes
Yeah.
because I don't understand why he said that. We start off at camp. Mike is upset that he voted for Joni and he did not go home. He says that he doesn't want to use his idol if he doesn't have to. Well, Michael, we'll get to that. Lauren and Ben are excited that her advantage is now in play, as Lauren said. I'm excited for Lauren.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
Real savvy player would have picked her for the points.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a long season, and there's only so much more
Yeah,
that can happen.
you'll catch up.
I've-
Maybe Desi will come back.
Hey, in what's it called? What season? Pearl Islands, I think it was. The Outcasts, they came back.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, there was a system in place where they could, right?
Well, I mean, it was a twist. Yeah.
Okay.
So that could happen again. They love twists, you know, and that's one of the best ones. Everybody in the Survivor universe agrees. It was the best twist that's ever existed.
If they did do that, though, they probably would have done it with what's her name that was in Nicole or whatever, Jessica, because she wasn't announced as being on the jury.
Well, here's
She was the first person eliminated after the merge.
Here's the thing. Here's how Outcasts worked. They the six people had been voted out came back and competed in a challenge, and if they won the challenge, they got to vote two of those people back into the game.
Ah, okay.
So I mean that could happen. That could be a twist that happens.
Sure.
Jeff, or Joe if you have
Joe.
that power. They seem to
Yeah.
love you. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah, so Devin and Ryan believe that their alliance of seven, which is apparently called the Round Table, I think that's a good alliance name. They think that they will be the final seven, and then Ryan tells Devin
Which is not significant in any way. That's such a weird number to put on it.
I mean, it's the last one before final six, which is like the final stretch.
And did you know that the final six is the last one before the final five?
Well, did you know that the final five is the last one before final four?
Hell yeah,
which is
baby.
when
March
they,
Madness.
They all get a team of basketball
Yeah.
players together and go to New Orleans and play basketball.
I wish that at the end of every Survivor season they would play One Shining Moment and just do a montage of all the stuff that happened.
I mean, they used to do that more often. Not that song specifically. It was like within the theme of
Jeff?
the season, but
Rides off on a jet ski,
Jeff Ski
on the
plays.
jet ski, and One Shining Moment plays.
Yeah. And then we all go, oh, what time? It's not about the $1 million. It's about the friends we made along the
This
way.
is true. R.I.P. Luther Vandross.
No. Drinking tea. All right, so Ryan tells Devin about his idol and believes that he is making him dependent.
That's a weird thing for a person to say.
Yeah. Ryan is a weirdo.
Ryan is demonstrating value and
I dislike him.
nurturing
so
dependence.
much. I really don't like him. My dad is a big fan of The Big Bang Theory, even though he agrees that it is no longer good.
Oh, okay.
Which implies it was good at one point, but I don't know.
How does your dad feel about Young Sheldon?
Well, my brother asked him this weekend, "Do you watch Young Sheldon?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he said, "Is it good?" And he goes, And then he started telling me about the show Young Sheldon, and I just stood there like, I don't know why you're talking to me about this. Like, I show no interest in the Young Sheldon universe. It's like, they do a really good job of telling the stories that Sheldon tells in The Big Bang Theory about his childhood. It's like, why is that something I would want to watch?
I would have just been like, so is it canon or is it a side universe?
We really need to dig deep. Oh, once the season is over, do you want to get into Young Sheldon?
Yes, obviously.
Okay, let's get into this reward challenge. Speaking of basketball, they have to break up into 2 teams of 5, which is the number of players on a court in a basketball game. They have to climb a ladder and dive into the water, and then unlock 3 keys.
Just
from
like
buoys,
in basketball.
Just like basketball. Then unlock a chest full of balls, just like basketball.
Sam Bowie was a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence? I think not.
I don't think so. And then they have to shoot 5 baskets.
Yep.
Just like in basketball. That's why it's called basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The teams are Ben, Devin, Ashley, Ryan, and Lauren versus Joe the Volcano. Why don't we call him Joe the Volcano? That would have been a good nickname. It's too late now to change
Well,
it.
it's versus the volcano, though. Joe and the volcano are mortal enemies.
Oh, well. What did I say? Joe the Volcano?
It'd be like Alien the Predator.
Well, the alien was a predator.
Whoever wins, they're the same person.
Yep. Two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
Joe the Volcano, Mike the Doctor, Cole the Bear, Chrissy the Lady, JP, a person.
Yeah, JP the human man.
Literally every time JP appeared on screen in this episode, I was like, oh yeah, he's still here.
Yep.
I forgot he existed.
He is a human man.
And a few times I thought, who is that?
I think everyone else has also forgotten that JP is there.
That's how he's going to win. Well, that's how he's going to get to Final Tribal Council. Whenever anybody goes up to vote somebody out, they can't remember his name. They don't remember he exists.
Oh, vote for someone else.
He's wearing that thing in that Doctor Who episode, like the...
No, I don't watch that nerd shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
There was this thing a million years ago.
I don't watch that fucking dork, lame-ass bullshit, so I don't know what you're talking about.
A perception key or something they wore around their neck so people didn't notice them. That's what JP is wearing.
Yeah, I liked in the episode where all the crossover that they do every episode with Supernatural and Sherlock where they all fuck.
Yeah, I like it. So they do the challenge, and then they get in. Once they get into this shooting portion of the challenge, Joe makes 3 baskets in a row.
Yeah, he had pretty good form actually. I was like, damn,
was really surprised by that.
Stunting on him.
And part of me was like, wait, if Joe's good at basketball,
he was like bending his knees and everything. I was like, all right, I think he's gonna win this.
I was nervous about that.
Ben's strategy though, not bad.
Yeah, this is when
going Rick Barry style.
Ben begins to granny style shoot the ball into the basket and makes 3 in a row, and Jeff says, old school Midwest.
Yeah, he's like granny style, old school Midwest.
What is that? Did the granny style shot?
It is old school. Like that is a thing that like old. I don't know why he said Midwest. I guess it's you think of it being like someone in like Indiana or whatever doing it, but it's not something that immediately comes like
Larry Bird.
You have to think about. Well, Larry Bird didn't shoot underhand is the thing.
He played for Indiana.
Yeah, that's true. He played for Indiana State. Correction.
He played in Indiana.
Yeah, but the only NBA player like of particular note that did that was Rick Barry, who is not Larry Bird.
I mean, that's up for debate. Have you ever seen him in the same room at the same time?
I guess I haven't. That's a good point.
We should really look into that. So the team of Chrissy, Cole, JP, Joe, and Mike win. They get to go on a yacht.
Oh, wait, I forgot. The other most famous person to shoot like that is Arnold from Hey Arnold. Shot underhand.
True. But that took place in Seattle or New York, depending on at what point the show was.
Yeah, that was
running.
definitely in New York at the time, and that was also the
Not
episode.
Midwest.
That was also the episode where Jim Belushi demanded that he pass the ball to Tucker.
Oh, Jim Belushi.
One of the few Jim Belushi things that I enjoyed him in.
That, obviously, Twin Peaks.
Yep.
The new Twin Peaks, and I think everybody's favorite, According to Jim.
Yes.
I love According to Jim. On the reward, Chrissy says that she is excited that she's there so she can control the conversation. And then a few minutes later, Joe says the exact same thing about himself. So good job.
That whole sequence, I just was thinking of the fucking... It's become like a meme now, but from the whatever Charles Barkley show that I don't even know if they did or were going to do. It was like him talking about the tough questions, and it was just his face with, "We are going to start a dialogue," which I see all the time. It's fucking great.
I'm unfamiliar with that. I remember Charles Barkley having a show, but I don't recall that image. Anyway, Cole points out that he's only lost one reward, and he's excited that he'll be able to eat and have more energy for
He's
the next
confident, one could say.
challenge.
Also, wow, surprising that fucking idiot wants to eat. He's like, "I'm gonna eat food and have a full belly.
Yeah.
I'm smart and not dumb."
It's a weird
I
quote.
wish that he had the meat shits and got taken off of the show.
It's so weird that all of his talking heads are the same about, and so long and stupid, of him just going, I'm very smart and not stupid, whereas Desi was very smart and not stupid,
Yeah.
and she had a total of 9 talking heads.
Yep.
The entire
I hate Cole so much.
I know, he's real bad. Ever since they started bringing people back every 3 seasons or
Yeah.
so, I've been like, okay, who are they going to bring back from this season? And I can't tell if they want to bring Cole back or not. Like, I know they want to bring Joni back. I know they're going to want to bring Ben and young Sheldon back.
Yeah.
I can't tell with Cole. I can't tell if he's enough of a character, because he's kind of one note.
Yeah, like, his thing is that he's dumb. He's like a human bear who just,
Yeah.
like, wanders into people's campsites and eats their food.
That would be a good season, though. If they did have a season in the Midwest and they were just camping in the forest and they had to look out for bears. Just call me up, Jeff.
That's probably how Cole eats that much a day, like however many calories he said.
just lives in
it was
a
like
campsite?
5,000 calories or whatever. It's because, he like lives in his car and he's out in like the woods all the time or whatever.
Yeah.
He just finds people camping, and then when they leave, he stumbles into their campsite and eats all their food. Him
Like-
just like bent all the way over into a trash can, just like.
I can see it.
Yep.
His like organization that he works with is like, Cole, we cater this event.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to go into other people's camps. I need to.
He's
It's
like,
my nature.
He's like, I was hungry.
we have Swiss cake rolls right over here. No, I need other people's food. It's
Yeah.
very important.
I was really hungry. I had to go.
On the ship, Joe looks for a clue or some sort of advantage, and he says that his constant searching for advantages will probably cost him the game, but he's not going to stop.
At this
Okay.
point, honestly, I think it's fine that he does that because, like, is that really going to shift anyone's opinion on him?
Yeah, I
I
know.
think everybody already hates him.
He's not good at this game. I really don't like him. I can't, as much as I dislike young Sheldon, he's actually decent at what he's
Yeah.
doing.
The
So-
thing with Joe is, like, it's repeatedly been,
going through the motions.
Well, no, I shouldn't.
not, like,
I
understanding
shouldn't
why.
be at a point with a player where I'm like, well, you can just outright go look for an idol in front of everybody because, like, it's not going to make them hate you anymore. Like, he should be gone.
He should.
No one should still be in the game at that point.
He should have been gone 6
He's
tribal
had-
councils ago.
He's had 2 idols that he's played in completely wrong ways both times. No, the one time he did it right.
Yeah, he got Alan out with
Sorry,
his first one.
but he's had 2 idols at this point. Like, you'd think people would be like, "Hey, let's get him out of here."
You would think. But then his whole plan now is like, I'm just really going to annoy people so they'll bring me to final tribal council. Yeah, I mean, that's a good strategy.
Because you're not going to win, but also
'Cause you
you're
won't
not
win.
going to win.
Yeah. So, like, what is his final speech going to be like? I was really annoyed. That was a strategic play to get me to the end. Now everybody vote for me to win because you hate me so much.
Yeah, you gotta respect. Yeah, you may hate me, but you gotta respect my gameplay.
I don't under any circumstance gotta hand it.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna have to issue a retraction about Joe. You do not, you quote, gotta hand to him.
So at one point the yacht coasts past their camp, and everybody left at camp moons the boat, which I thought was a fun little scene.
Yep.
The season, while boring and bad mostly, that was a good little moment. They're bonding. Bonding is the real prize on Survivor. Triple H.
Yeah, money money bonds.
Yeah. Where are we? Back at camp.
What if they gave you the Survivor $1 million prize just in bonds, so you had to wait 20 years for them to be? You could either sell them for $100,000 immediately, or you have to wait. That would be
one, bonds are stupid, and two, do you think that CBS would do that and just not put the bonds into the bank or whatever, just hoping that people forgot in 20 years?
Yeah, Jeff was like, I'm just trying to help the war effort.
Back at camp, Ryan tells Ben that he has an idol, and Ben is excited because that means Cole doesn't have an idol, but he is also going to keep his eye on little young Sheldon. Joe continues to dig under the flag for the idol that Ryan already found. He digs several feet into the sand. It's not there.
Yeah.
Come on, they'd never do it.
Somebody has it.
Yeah. Once again, he gives up and decides to make himself more of a nuisance, so they'll keep him around until Final Tribal Council, which we already talked about, and is a bad strategy. What a surprise. A bad strategy from a bad player. Joe calls Ashley a goat, and then he says, I didn't come here to make friends. I don't think anyone who's ever said that on any show has ever won the show.
And also, what a fucking hack that, if you were even going to do that, it took you this long to say it.
Yeah. It's it came out of nowhere, too. He fucking sucks. Let's get him off the show. Let's write into the show and say, please vote his person off. I know you filmed this 6 months ago, but
it's actually going to be. Joe looks like the guy who's one of the animal control guys on Parks and Recreation, who's in that Making Friends Kroll Show sketch.
Yes. I didn't come here to make friends. No, that's the name of the show.
I'm not going to make one friend. Listen, the name of the show is Making Friends.
Ben and Devin talk about taking each other to Final Tribal Council, and Ben says he wanted to take Devin because he has a good soul. I like Devin.
I do like Devin. That's a weird thing to say for a reason to take someone to Final Tribal Council.
Yeah, well, I think there's two strategies when it comes to taking people to Tribal Council or Final Tribal Council. Is either I really like them, and they're good people, and I would like to see them have a chance, or these people will not beat me, which I think is the more common strategy. But I like when people are just like, hey, I like this person, let's work together and make it to the end. It's good. It's good to watch. I wish it was on a better season with a better cast that people were doing that, but what you gonna do? It'll be over soon. Ben also tells Devin about young Sheldon's idol, and Devin is shocked because he thought he was the only one who knew about it. I gotta say, bad strategy on young Sheldon's part. To tell two people about your hidden immunity idol.
Not smart.
You can gain trust with one other person, but if you tell two other people, those two people can talk to each other, as we've seen, and then your trust is diminished on both fronts. So, high risk, low reward. Young Sheldo. Let's talk about this immunity challenge.
Sure.
They have to crouch while holding two bars on their shoulder, which balance an urn of water above a fire. If the urn falls, it puts out the fire, which Jeff says is symbolic of what will happen at Tribal Council. Yeah, no, that was quite clear.
Yeah, it's like also
Fire
like,
represents your life. You
yeah,
say it every episode.
This fucking dumb thing that he says, where it's like, fire represents your life. When the fire is snuffed out, your time is over. It's like, we shoot you in the back of the head when you leave on Survivor.
This symbol symbolizes another symbol at Tribal Council. It's all about symbolism. You have to be very smart to watch the show. This is the Rick and Morty reality shows.
You have to have a knowledge of quantum physics and to understand Jeff's nihilistic sense of humor. But what was I going to say? This season, I think actually one of the things that's done really well is the individual immunity challenges have been like the same kind of ones that they usually do, but like they've made them more interesting, like little things like this.
Yeah, I thought this was...
It's a balanced one, but you're balancing a thing that's going to put out the fire if you let it down. Like, it's just more interesting to watch.
Yeah, and if you go too low or if you go too high, usually it's one or the other. So yeah, I thought, this was a good challenge. I'm sure they'll bring it back because visually it was very cool too. So it comes down to Cole and Lauren ends up winning. Great job.
It was awesome.
Thomas.
Awesome for several reasons.
Well,
one, because Cole did not win,
Yep.
and two, because Lauren won.
Here's the thing, though. Remember, I picked Desi at the merge.
Yes.
She won the first immunity challenge.
That's true.
And she was gone the next week. Lauren won this immunity challenge. We'll have to wait and see what happens next week. But...
I mean, Cole wasn't eliminated the week that he won it, though.
Yeah. No, I know that. What I'm saying is, what follows your person winning immunity is them getting voted out.
Okay.
Just saying. It's, look out.
I like that you would wish for this to happen on this season. Like another player, like you would, despite me, you would want someone that you
This
actually like to get eliminated.
Next week they're going to eliminate
So
Lauren,
few people left.
and then the next week they're going to eliminate Devin, and then Ben,
Ben
I
will be out of
guess.
here, yeah.
And then it'll just be a bunch of hateable people.
Yeah, Dr. Mike's okay.
Oh, I forgot he existed. Oh, and JP is also on this, and Ashley's on it, and she's fine.
Yeah. Ashley is the lady JP in that they are both entirely forgettable. Like, I routinely forget they're on the show until I see them.
Ashley, we had quite a few talking heads this week. Has JP ever had one?
Maybe like one or two.
I've forgotten.
I don't totally know if JP is capable of human speech. I've definitely seen him talk before, but
I've
it
seen
doesn't
him write
feel
words
like I've
down.
seen him talk.
Yeah, he had a conversation with Jeff at Tribal Council a few weeks ago, yeah. That's it. That's all I can remember about
JP
him.
is like to make another Parks and Rec reference, he's like the robot politician that Ben is working on the campaign for.
Oh, yeah.
Who just like will talk for like 2 seconds and then just sit in a room staring at nothing.
Yeah. I'm starting to think maybe JP is a master strategist using the Sandra method. Anyone but me, that's her strategy every time. It's worked so far.
OPP, baby. Other people's property. You down with OPP?
I'm done with OJP. I'm not gonna forget I said that.
Yeah, you know me.
That was bad.
Jake, who's down with OPP?
I don't remember.
The answer to that question is every last homie.
You're right. You got it right. Okay. So back at camp, the plan is for the round table to split the vote between Mike and Cole. That's another thing about this season. The alliance names have been very good. We had the Core 4 and the Mom Squad in the first episode. Now we've got the round table. And what are the other alliances? Who knows? The Healers. That one's bad.
They really had to step up because the initial names are so bad.
Yeah. Ashley wants to take out Joe, though, rather than Mike or Cole right now because he's awful and everyone hates him. Chrissy, Lauren, Ashley, and Devin all want to vote for Joe, but Ben's plan is for the split vote to go to Mike and Cole. Mike asks Ben who everyone's voting for, and Ben tells him it's going to be Cole. And then Mike approaches Joni about voting for Ben. Oh, it didn't happen. Chrissy approaches Ben about voting for Joe instead of Mike, and she tells him that people are feeling a bit steamrolled by him, and his response is, No, they aren't. Okay, Ben, so you're not going to win this season, we've realized now. Who do you think will at this point? Like, honestly, who's playing a good game? Devin, JP, Ashley? Chrissy
Lauren.
is Lauren. Okay, yeah, Lauren.
No, Lauren will get eliminated for some dumb bullshit.
Lauren is playing too good.
Yeah,
So she won't make it to the end.
that would be too enjoyable if Lauren won.
Yeah. They're gonna say, we made the season so people would stop watching the show. I don't want to do it anymore.
Lauren will make it to the final 3 with Joe and lose to Joe.
Yeah.
That's the way this season is fated to end.
Like, look, Joe, we all hated you, but that's a really good strategy, apparently.
Yep.
Uh,
And Blue Lives Matter.
Blue
love
lives
our,
do matter.
We love our cops.
Hey, let's do wildlife shots.
There's some good ones this week.
There's a lot of good ones this week. First things first, we saw Roland the Bat
Yeah, my son.
in action. He was yawning, which was really good.
It was very cute.
I really enjoyed that image. There was a bird that was cute. There were some dolphins, which we had not seen this season at all.
Dolphins suck, so fuck them.
I mean, fair, but also we hadn't seen them at all
Yeah.
this season, so that was cool.
Dolphins aesthetically are nice, but they're evil creatures.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be associated with them.
I made you a dolphin patch, though, for Christmas.
Sorry.
I thought you loved dolphins.
That's, if you're a rapist, you should have to have a dolphin patch.
There's a spider in action also. It was eating up another bug. There was a shark. There was a banded sea crate that was chasing after an octopus.
That octopus was so fucking cool.
Oh, it's the one I chose this week.
On the other side, octopi are like one of my favorite animals.
Yes,
so
yes.
They're
Good
up there
balance.
with seals. Up there with seals, I said.
Seals is
Yeah.
another one of your
I
favorites?
love seals. They are
Okay.
dogs of the sea.
That's true. We were watching Planet Earth Africa this morning, and there were some seals.
They're just really nice.
Yeah.
One of my favorite YouTube video things is people that run into seals. Like, they'll jump on people's boats and stuff, and they literally are just dogs.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey!
Hey guys, want to be friends? The seals were really cool though. They were like, there was a wave coming in, and the seals were just on top of the wave, like basically surfing.
Yeah, they're cool as hell.
Yeah. So this octopus is called a big blue octopus. Guess what color its natural color is, though?
Not blue.
Not blue. It's actually red. I went through every octopus.
It looks kind of purple to me in the...
Well, here's the thing. It can change color.
Ah, that makes sense.
It's an octopus. It was once one octopus in particular was once witnessed changing color 1,000 times in guess how long?
A minute?
No, that would be incredible. 7 hours.
That's still pretty incredible.
But no, it was really cool because it was like fighting with the sea crate, and at one point like hopped up onto a rock, and one of its tentacles went the same color as the rock and went back to red.
That's really neat.
Really cool.
Also, sea crate is a very dumb name for a snake, and I love it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look and fit at all what it looks like.
Well, it's a banded sea crate, and they are banded
Well, no, that part is correct, but the crate part doesn't make any sense.
because it doesn't look like a box.
It doesn't look like a box, is the thing.
Great. Well, if it eats a whole box,
Then it would
look like a box. But I don't know if it's the type of snake that can do that.
Yeah. There's only one way to find out.
Go to Fiji, find a banded sea crate.
Prove me wrong.
So their bodies are about 6 inches across. Their tentacles can be nearly 3 feet long. So it is neither big nor blue,
Nope.
but either way,
But it is an octopus,
It is an
which are
octopus.
smart and good.
yes. It's also called the day octopus because apparently it feeds during the day. Like many other octopi, it maintains a den, which is cool. But it's got like cigars and like a library.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just like goes there to at the
Kid,
end
no
of the
kids
day.
allowed.
No
You
kids
can't go
allowed in
You
the
can't
den.
go into the octopus study.
Well, the nice thing about the den too is like you don't need a bottle of ink because you can just use the ink that it produces
It's
itself.
an octopus cave.
Yeah, and there's also a garden outside the
Yeah.
cave. An octopus's garden.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
in the shade.
Yeah. Octopus are good.
Excuse me? That's not what the plural.
Octopussies.
Oh, okay.
It eats fish and crabs and mollusks, but if it finds larger prey, it will take it back to its den for later consumption. Very smart animal. humans do that too.
Yep.
Which are really the octopus of the land. Everybody agrees. I fell down into a rabbit hole of watching octopus videos on YouTube last night after
You
researching.
fell into an octopus den of watching
Yeah,
octopus videos.
There's an octopus in the den also watching octopus videos.
Yeah.
Look how cool we are. There was a video I saw though of a dog splashing around in like the shallow part of I don't know, a sea or something. But then it found an octopus, and the octopus like freaked out. It was like scurrying around all the rocks, and the dog was like, "What is this?" I was
Yeah.
really interested. It was very good. Two of my favorite animals hanging out with it. You know what is a really good idea? Because like I think that they could be friends if you gave them a little time. But I think what was it?
The alligator and pig best friends.
Alligator and pig best friends. An alligator and pig best friends.
But
Yeah.
also like dog and octopus.
Dog
best
and
friends.
Octopus, good sequel. Yeah. Any sea animal and land animal that can be friends, I think make for a good children's book. That's all I'm saying. Bad news: they only lived for a little over a year.
What?
Yeah.
That's legitimately very sad.
Yeah.
Why is their lifespan that short?
I don't know, because they're small, maybe.
That's a shame because it's like they're a smart animal. It's a shame that they only
Yeah.
live that long.
And I think other octopus live for a long time, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah. They basically die as soon as they mate. The males mate with a number of females and then die. The females will stay with their eggs and then die shortly after the eggs hatch.
Man,
Yeah.
that's fucking grim.
Yeah. Do you want to hear about the mating ritual?
Sure.
It's nothing really interesting. The mating ritual is that the male will take on a dark brown color with white spots, then approach the female.
Irresistible.
Yeah, the female will be camouflaged usually, and then they'll basically just wave
Holy
at the
shit.
They'll basically just wave at the female with one of its
This
tentacles,
is so fucking hot.
and then after if she takes to it after finishing, the male will just disappear so it isn't eaten. It's like the same.
Yeah, that's me. That's how you gotta leave.
Uh,
You don't want to end up getting eaten on those one night stands.
I know. It's always a risk. Here's some good news, though. Let's end this on some good news. It is not considered dangerous to humans, and it is not considered at all endangered.
Both of those things are good, and also, yeah, like, what is that octopus gonna do to me?
Yeah, be
Come on.
super cool and nice.
Yeah, it's like, it's a small octopus. It's not gonna do shit to me.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do this tribal council thing. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, Mike whispers to Joe to follow his lead, and then all the remaining healers talk about becoming a target. Mike goes on a rant about wanting to play this game with high moral character. Okay, Mike. He's doing the same thing Joe did a few weeks ago when he played his idol. He was like, everybody focus on me. It's like, that's not a reason to play an idol.
Yeah.
Like, play the idol if the focus is already on you.
Yeah, people are still gonna. Yeah, it's like you've turned the focus to
Like,
you at that point.
if your idol was expiring at that tribal council,
Then
great
sure,
strategy.
yeah.
That's a really good idea. But you can use it for 6 more weeks or whatever. It's just, I don't understand it. He calls Ben King Arthur of their round table and says that he'll gladly be the Statue of Liberty
What?
to rival Ben's King Arthur because America will beat England in the end. I had some issues with this metaphor, so
Yes.
I looked it
A
up.
lot of it was bad. Is the problem?
Okay, so assuming King Arthur was a real person, he is believed to have existed sometime between 450 and 550 AD. The Revolutionary War, the one where America beat England in the end, happened between 1775 and
Yeah,
1783.
so we're only off by a little over 1,000 years.
Yeah. And the Statue of Liberty came to America in 1885.
Yep.
But sure, Mike, whatever.
That was actually celebrating our victory over King Arthur with the
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty.
You know what we did a really good job
The
of?
French were like, nailed it, guys.
Yeah, good job before you were
You
a
did it.
country.
They said you couldn't and that no one could.
So they vote, and then after they vote, Mike pulls out the idol and recites the thing written on the Statue of Liberty, bring me your porn, everybody else. That's it, right?
Yeah.
And Jeff is like, okay. Here's one of the big issues with this season. People are making too many quips.
Yeah.
They're trying too hard to...
You don't want a bunch of tryhards.
Yeah. Like...
Bunch of fish box.
Be like JP and just, like, barely be in the show at all.
Yep.
And you win. It's a great strategy. Mike is really bad at it. Ryan is really bad at it.
Yeah, they're like these guys, like fanboys of the show that are trying way too hard to be
Yeah.
like characters.
Yeah. It's like, no, just play with high moral ground.
Just be
or
like
whatever.
just be a person.
Just be yourself. It's a reality show.
The
Be real.
The problem is they might be being themselves.
Yeah, it's fair.
But yeah, when people you got to stop being polite and start being
getting-
real.
Start outwitting, outplaying,
Yeah.
outsmarting. What's the last one?
Outlasting.
Outlasting. Yikes.
What's the last one? I just can't remember the thing that comes after out. What is the last one?
Outwit, outsmart, out fart.
Yes, like a car.
Like a car's butt. So Mike plays the idol for himself, and then he turns green because he's the Statue of Liberty now, and he's made of copper.
Wow, got him. Rack him.
First vote is for Ben, and then Mike, and then Mike, and then Cole.
That was the thing. At that point, I was like, "Oh, good play by Mike. At least he played an idol when someone voted for him."
But he didn't need
he
to,
didn't.
is the thing.
He didn't need to. But it wasn't as bad as Joe playing his when literally no one voted for him.
Yeah. Another thing with Joe...
And there was a threat of people voting for Mike.
Yeah, no, and I mean, obviously people did. The issue with Joe's second idol play is after his first one, he was like, yeah, I saw on your faces that you voted for me. He, like, told the people that voted for him
Yep.
that they, like, that's the reason he played for himself. So the second time he went to play an idol, they didn't look at him
Yep.
like they voted for him. One, because they didn't, and two, because, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. Yeah, so Cole's out. Thank God. Now we just need to get Joni out and young Sheldon out, and this season will be almost decent.
I just realized I didn't watch his exit interview. Was it just him eating?
I'll tell you about it. First, a few facts about this vote. This is the first time that JP and Chrissy voted for the wrong person. This is also the first time that Mike voted for the right person.
Wow.
In all of his travels. Young Sheldon, Ben, Devin, and Lauren are the only people left with a perfect voting record. So that's the final four, right?
That's also, Cole's got to be excited. Like, maybe he got on Survivor just so that he could get eliminated and go to Ponderosa.
It's honestly not a bad idea. Let's talk about his Ponderosa. Yeah, you got it 100% right. The entire thing was about how much he loved to eat.
Yep.
That's it.
It's the one that, because there's nothing else to him.
He is a very one-note character. Desi came out with a jar of peanut butter and orange soda, which, like, I love orange soda too, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll give you this one. And then he ate a burger, and Desi was like, you can just have as many of those as you want. You can order whatever you want. And he's like, this is amazing. And then he told the doctor that he eats 5,000 calories a day usually, and Dr. Joe was like, oh yeah, so that's like having a Ferrari but not having any petrol in it because he's like British or whatever. And he's like, you might as well get a diesel truck at that point. So, like, I didn't totally understand that metaphor, but I kind of get what you're trying to say. Yeah, and then he was like, oh yeah, all the weight I had to lose was just muscle. Okay, man, like, eat some fucking food for real, and don't work out so much, and own a house. I have a lot of issues with Cole.
He actually can't afford rent because he spends it all on food.
You want to talk about the points you won this week?
Yes.
Sorry, I misspoke. Do you want to talk about the point you won this week?
Yes. I got a point because
Lauren
still there.
survived. So you're up to 28 points. That's the February number of points.
Yes, that's true. How many points did you get?
You misspoke. I won a point. The number of point I won this week was 1 because Chrissy was on that reward. Yeah. They didn't have any cocktails. On a boat, no less.
Unbelievable. Also, no fried chicken.
No fried chicken. Ben didn't win immunity. JP didn't win immunity. Lauren was not voted out. Joe was not voted out.
You really... Wait. Don't you lose a point if the person you said was voted out
No, I don't
wins
think
immunity?
so.
I
I don't
think
think
you do.
that's- no,
The way
that's-
that you're reacting makes me think that you definitely do.
No, we did that for like a season of the challenge, and then I think forgot about it. So it's too late now. maybe Bloodlines or whatever, we can re-implement that rule. But you want to hear about what's happened this week on Are You the One?
Sure.
We're 8 weeks in now. You've got 0 perfect matches.
Oh, I love it.
They have 3 beams after 8 weeks. They got 3 beams. They lost 2.
You lost 2!
Yeah.
Wow.
Terrence J gave them a very good talking
I'm
to.
sure he did.
But there has now been enough information in each episode for people to figure out who everybody's match is. And they've got 2 guesses left. So it's possible.
What they are doing is failing.
The preview for next week was basically just one of the guys takes charge and tries to figure it all out for himself.
About fucking time.
Yeah. This is something you should have done. There was a scene this week where 2 people who are perfect matches, but they have not figured it out yet, were talking week 8, and it was a conversation they should have had week 1. They're like, oh my god, we're the exact same person. It's like, yeah.
Were both of those people, like, still, like, trying to fuck people they knew weren't matches?
Yes, of course.
Of course they were.
Of course.
Oh, it's
whole
the
show.
dumbest show.
I love it. I
I
love it.
love it. It's good.
I'm infuriated the entire time I'm watching the episode, but as soon as I think about it when I'm not watching it, I'm like, I love this fucking show.
The dumbest people.
I love it. Oh, let's do a season, a simulated season of Survivor with just Are You the One cast.
Yep.
That would be really good.
Devin wins.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, do you want to hear who won the challenge finally?
Oh, yeah.
Jordan won, which
Okay.
is not surprising. And for the ladies,
Did Camilla win?
it was Camilla. Camilla won.
They
this
really
season.
let Camilla stay on, and she fucking won.
Yeah.
Bet they don't regret that at all.
I know. She's the worst. But luckily she's fucking kicked off the show. Champs vs. Stars premiered, and the rumor was that she got kicked off the show. And I was like, oh, I wonder when that's going to happen. I know it's a short season, so it's going to be at some point. So I won't have to see her for too long. I don't think she got through half the episode.
I forgot that was happening this week. I didn't watch it.
You should watch it. Camilla got very drunk at the hotel. Where
No.
we were staying. I know. She stole a golf cart from the crew, like basically ripped the battery out of the golf cart, and then hit a PA and was removed from the show. She hit a PA with her hands, I should say, not with the golf cart.
Oh, I was gonna say, or with the battery from the golf cart. Like, Jesus.
She might have had the battery in her hand, I'm not sure. But there was no footage of it, which was weird. So that's 2 seasons in a row that they have a huge fight and people get kicked off.
That is also,
That they don't
like,
have footage of.
obviously you should absolutely be kicked off if that happened, but I like that it took until now, after her being incredibly racist to someone, and
She's
that
the
they,
rightful winner of that season.
yeah, that they literally edited around so that they could maybe justify keeping her on there. Apparently it was worse than what they showed.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, it's fine. And then it's like, oh man, I can't believe that she got drunk and like did crazy shit because
Yeah.
she thought she could get away with it.
She's the worst, and she's dead now, so...
TJ killed her, as
TJ
TJ kills many people.
He was just waiting in the wings. Everybody's like, oh, Miz is hosting this season, so TJ's not going to be on it. He's just waiting in the wings. He's behind every camera.
They got me
It's
on
like,
him.
he's got a knife there. Just like, hey, you see your reflection in this knife?
He's like,
I want to see this knife in you.
Camilla, don't ask for whom the bell tolls. Tolls for thee.
Yeah, so Corey went up against Matt Rife, a real person who sucks.
No, Matt Rife is terrible. Matt Rife had the best Twitter feud that's ever happened, which was him feuding with Brandon Wardell, where Wardell was making fun of his like Instagram feed because he's one of those guys that would do just like weird pictures of him in places and be like, I respect women after it or whatever. And this dude like came at Brandon really hard for no reason and kept trying to get him to come to like a park to fight him. And then a bunch of people found a bunch of old tweets of him saying the N-word and stuff.
Yeah.
and posted it, and so he got fired by MTV, and then they brought him back when Wild and Out came out. And him and Brandon, like, I guess, like, he made out, like, he apologized. But he literally went to the place and, like, did a video from it, like, oh, I don't see you here, Brandon. Brandon Wardell's, like, 5 feet tall. He's not gonna go fight somebody. It was perfect. Brandon Wardell, who, I liked... I should have put this for it. You know how there was the tweet thread that was like, good, you know, like with all the terrible celebrity news, like, let's just do a thread that's like some nice interactions that you had. And then someone did the better thread idea, which is just a completely neutral interaction that you had as a celebrity. When I was in Chicago for Riot Fest, we were walking down the street, and I noticed someone in that Sonic...
The Hedgehog?
Well, the Sonic the Hedgehog shirt that's like Sonic says no to racism and fascism or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a cool shirt. And I looked and I was like, oh, that's Brandon Wardell. Because he was there for Teen Party that weekend. And I was like, Brandon. And he had headphones on and he didn't hear me. That was the entire interaction.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any celebrities I've seen.
But yeah, Rat Mife, baby.
Oh, yeah, he sucks. I once was riding to work in Chicago, and walking his dog on the sidewalk next to me was CM Punk.
Yep.
And he was on the phone.
I'm sure you see him around every once in a while.
Yeah, I've seen him twice. Actually, it was like twice in 2 weeks in the exact same spot. And I was like, oh, I guess this is just...
Probably lives around here, yeah.
It's in Wicker Park. I know like exactly the neighborhood he lives in.
Haven't run into AJ yet, though?
I've not run into AJ. I don't know what she's doing. At first I thought you meant AJ Styles. I was like, I don't think that would happen.
Hey, buddy. I only hang out in Georgia.
Yeah,
Where
that's
my
fine.
good friends, the Atlanta Braves, play. Also, the Earth is flat. Actually, I'm not going to definitively say it. Some people out there are saying it.
AJ Styles thinks the Earth is flat?
AJ Styles does not necessarily think that the Earth is flat. He just thinks that it's maybe a compelling argument.
Okay, AJ.
There was an episode of Talking Smack where Daniel Bryan pressed him on it a little bit, like just like ribbing him a little bit, and he was like, I don't think the Earth is flat. I just know that there's some people out there saying some things, and it's an interesting argument.
All right, Thomas. Who do you think is going to win the next reward challenge?
Oh, who got eliminated? I mean, Camilla obviously got eliminated from...
from the challenge.
Yes.
Champs vs. Stars. Matt Rife went up against Corey. It was originally supposed to be Riff Raff going up against Corey because he, like, volunteered, and then Matt Rife was like, actually, I want to volunteer. Fucking, okay, why?
Yeah.
But Matt Rife beat
No!
Corey. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Also, The Miz asked him, like, what his charity is, and he was like, WWF, I love animals, because I was bullied in high school. It's like, 1, doubt it. 2, I don't get...
Also, you're going to say WWF to The Miz?
Right. I thought that was strange, too.
That sued the company that he's in?
I'm
Rude.
I would have loved if The Miz...
If they bleeped out the F on it, that would have been
I would have
amazing.
loved if The Miz... If he was like, yeah, I'm competing for WWF, and he's like... The Miz was like, actually, it's WWE.
It's
now.
WWE. It's World Wrestling Entertainment now.
Yeah. That would have been good, but unfortunately that did not happen. Yeah, so who's winning the next reward challenge on Survivor? Triple H. There's only 9 people.
I know, I'm just thinking, I'm going to say Ben wins it.
That's what you said last week, and you were wrong.
Well, maybe I'll be right this time. Also, they're going to win Tools to Build a Shelter.
I'm going to say JP is going to be the one to build the shelter, and also that's his reward for winning the challenge. Everybody will win pizza unless you're JP, in which case you get to build a house.
Yep.
You're not allowed to build a house otherwise.
So what do we think the reward's going to be?
What do we think the reward will be? I mean, I could go real easy and say there will be a bread product.
No. You have to be more specific than that.
You know what? I'm going to go with beer then.
Okay, I'll say, I'm going to say hamburgers / cheeseburgers.
We'll put them in the same.
Yeah,
category. If you say hamburgers and there's cheeseburgers,
I just wanted to avoid, if it is there, you being like, you said...
Actually, there was no cheese.
You said cheeseburgers.
No.
So we'll say burgers.
Burgers.
Yeah.
Burgers and beer, always a good choice. for a reward and also just for a good afternoon.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
for a good time with friends.
Just like hanging out, barbecuing some burgers, barbecuing some barbecue sauce, but like putting the barbecue sauce bottle on. The
Yeah, that's
actual
what I'm
grill.
saying. Yeah,
That's what I think the reward
that's
is going to be.
authentic barbecue.
It's not real barbecue if you don't barbecue or grill the
That's
bottle
how
first.
we do it in Texas, baby.
Yeah, that's why barbecue bottles are always glass, because if they're plastic, they're just going to melt.
Yep.
Put out the fire.
Yes, they're always glass.
But every single barbecue sauce bottle is glass. Who will win the immunity challenge? Lauren won this week, so she can't win again. That's the rule.
Yeah, it's unlikely she's going to win again.
You don't
She's a
know
good player, but I don't think she's going to win 2 weeks in a row. I'm going to go JP. I think he's going to win it eventually.
He hasn't won. Oh, well, I guess we're only 3 in, aren't we? 2 in? 3.
3.
I think it will be Ben.
Okay.
That's who I said last week. I hope I'm right.
Both of us just really dying on that hill.
Come on, Ben. You can do it. No, I'm going to not say Ben. I'm going to say young Sheldon.
No.
Yep. Put my hat in his corner.
Well, at
Just
the very least, that is the worst case scenario. So if he wins, at least you'll get something, and if you
Yeah.
don't win, if you don't get the point, you'll know at least young Sheldon didn't win.
Yeah, exactly. Who do you think will be out?
I think Joe's gone this week.
Joe would be gone this week. I'm going to say Ben.
Wow. Okay. Blindside.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw the preview for next week, but looks like some people are turncoating. Speaking of England and America, Washington Spies Turn, or whatever that show is called. Well, that's what that was
Washington
about, right?
Spies Turn. My
Yeah.
favorite show.
Yeah. The turn is a verb. Next week is a double episode, so 2 chances to win points for that one.
Exciting.
Yeah. Hashtag Michaela B on the challenge.
Yep.
She's already competed twice on Survivor. So let's get her on the challenge now. Our show's Twitter is DYWSLN. You can follow me at Jake Scheidel.
Follow me at Tom.
Twitter's a good website. That's not true, but it is a website. That's it.
Yeah.
Another website is Facebook.com. You can follow us there at Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? That's correct.
Yeah. Where can they email us?
Gmail. Did You Watch Last Night at gmail.com. If you email us, remember to sign it your pal Jeff Probst.
Also, remember to subscribe and leave a 5-star review only.
5 stars.
Please review us, but
Nope.
only 5 stars.
Only 5 stars, not only a 5-star review. You should also write the review out.
Yes, yeah.
Which would be what
I'm
again?
just saying. The standard review is this is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
And you say a big thumbs up, they'll be like, well, it's secretly a 6-star, but we only have a max of 5 stars. iTunes will say that.
Yeah.
Whoever files the reviews will be like, it's actually a 6-star podcast. And then we'll be on top of the charts.
Yep.
Look out, Mark Marin.
Okay.
Look out.
Look out.
All right, have a great summer.
Look out. Trips.
Okay. Shut up.
Evolution is a mystery, full of changes no one sees. Clock makes a fool of history. Yesterday's too long ago. Don't agree with what I know. Tomorrow got no place to be. I see the line in the sand. Time to find out who I am. Looking back to see where I stand. Even
My favorite tweet of all time is this guy I follow asked this really pertinent question. He said, "Is exhaust just car poop?" And it was quite the debate.
I was into it, man, but we all know it's farts.
Car
like,
farts.
it's really not that hard.
Right, right, Patrick?
It's 100%.
Exhaust is car poop?
We know it's farts.
Farts.
It's not. Okay, you guys, look. The gas tank is the stomach. The little opening where you put the gas in is the mouth, and therefore the exhaust is the
I
butt.
agree with that.
Saying this shit, you're not getting this from anywhere.
No, it's a metaphor.
I could just as easily say the gas tank is like the atmosphere, the engine is the lungs.
What is it, a planet or a person, Patrick?
Because it's neither. It's a
Patrick,
car.
we've already established, we all know that the gas tank is the mouth,
Damn it.
and the exhaust pipe is the rectum, because
The
what is a
butthole.
rectum but a human exhaust pipe? And
Exactly. It's a perfect metaphor. You flip it around. Your mouth is the part you put the gas in. Your stomach is your gas
and
tank.
just like when
You know when
you're
people are
awake
talking
and the
about
human
eating-
body is running, just as there is exhaust perpetually coming out of an exhaust pipe, we are farting all the
Yeah.
time.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing.
It's a
And-
one-to-one comparison.
You know when people are like, "Oh, you gotta eat, gotta get some fuel." You're talking about gasoline,
My man makes a good point.
right? It's the exhaust is the butt.